Faithletic, the podcast, live on a Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. I'm Coach, and I'm with
KC.
And we are
Faithletic, the podcast.
I still have that little hesitation.
You're close. Yeah, you want to
for
put
that
our
third
friend.
leg, yeah.
Yeah, we want to put our friend Josh in there. The gunslinger, of course.
Of course
we do.
We miss him.
We love him.
And we want to put him in there, but for some reason I try to put him in there. He's just not here.
You know what? You know what we should do from the top?
Yeah.
Give him a shout out and his show.
Yes.
Duct Tape Dynasty.
Yeah.
On
YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
So check it out. He hooked us up with a jacked logo there too, which was nice.
Our Faithletic logo at the top.
Yes.
There is all muscled up now.
He did. He got a little stronger.
Got some biceps on him.
Which makes sense, considering all things considered.
It is.
But yeah, we watch his show. It's really interesting. So he does a couple watch-alongs. He's got some good graphics on
he does.
His show.
I have no idea how to do all that.
I don't either. Maybe we could get him to run it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
he did text me last week and say he run into. We use OBS software, which sometimes gets a little glitchy.
Yes.
And he said, I dealt with OBS for the first time. He said, holy cow, it was a mess. I go, yeah, thanks to my world.
Yep, welcome.
Yep. Happens about once a week.
At some level.
Some level it does.
There's not very many times where everything's, just gone perfectly.
Most of you out there never know it.
Yeah.
But it's there.
It's there.
So I got to get this off my chest.
Okay, talk to me.
My hat, my head. We are 1 week away. 1 week away counting for the 2023 USAPL High School National Powerlifting Championships. We have 4 kids competing with 700 kids in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We actually leave a week from today. The competition starts a week from tomorrow morning. I'll just kind of give you a rundown real quick for those that are listening. If you want to watch them compete, you can go to USA Powerlifting on YouTube, and you can watch it all live. You can watch every attempt live. We have 4 kids. I'll run it down for you. Some of you interested, not interested, but even if you don't watch our kids, you need to go see it. It's phenomenal. It's the largest high school meet in the history of powerlifting. The kids from probably all 50 states. I know there's like 40 of them represented. There may be 50 in the long run. So we have our 148-pound 14-year-old will be competing next Thursday morning, not tomorrow, but next Thursday morning. And then we have our 165-pound. He is 17 years old. He is competing on Saturday night. It's the latest session in the entire event. He has over 80 competitors competing against him in his weight class in his age group. Interesting, which is one of the biggest classes. And I've been doing this 30-something years. I've never seen one that big. This is like the hugest contested division I've ever seen. And I've seen some big ones. And this is about doubles it of everything I've ever seen. And then on Sunday, we have 2 lifters. Our female lifter placed in the high school wrestling championship, Alicia. She will be competing on Sunday morning. And then the anchor of the group, the A-Train, Big Austin Spangler, who I totally spaced out having him on the show this week because I had so much stuff going on. He did a little guest spot last week. He is number 1 ranked in his weight class and division. He is our highest ranking lifter. Has a shot at some junior world records in a different federation than he is. He already has some in a different organization. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun.
Man.
And we are officially registered as a powerlifting club with the USAPL, and our logo is approved with the USAPL.
Oh my gosh. What a big
We're excited.
Week for y'all. It's going to be fun. It's going to be...
Our travel group is 14, by the way. That's coaches, parents. 2 coaches, parents, and lifters. Team manager, all that stuff. Austin's mom, whether she knows it or not, is our team manager. She may not know it, but she is.
No, but it was really fun to have Austin on a couple weeks ago.
Yep. It was last week, wasn't it?
No,
it was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yes. last week we enjoyed Creed.
Yes, we did.
The movie Creed.
Well, that was on Tuesday.
That was on Tuesday night. Yeah, so we were a busy Wednesday night. It was spring break for me, so it was nice to have a break a little bit. So, but we did enjoy our time off. And we are a little bit more sporadic with it not being football season.
Yes.
It's just the way that it
we won't
goes.
be here next week or the week after. So we're 2 weeks off.
No, but we'll
be back
all right.
in 3 weeks.
We'll try to have a banger tonight. We'll try to be good.
We'll make it count.
Yes.
We will. I will be in Myrtle Beach next Wednesday. I have a business thing in Phoenix the following Wednesday, and then we will be back the Wednesday after that. Hopefully, the Lord willing, the creek don't rise, as my grandpa used to say.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And even if it does rise, we still might.
Well, we'll be all right. Just put your waders on.
Yeah, we'll get through
just
it.
Put your waders on. And some shorts. We'll get through it.
Couple of things to get up. But first of all, what we were going to do 2 weeks ago, we're going to do tonight. We're both going to give you our top 10 sports movies. And this is probably a more personally centered, my top 10 favorites.
Sure.
Kyle's top 10 favorites. End of the day, we're going to go off Rotten Tomatoes is who wins this thing?
So not who wins this thing, but I was just curious to see, who would, because I really want it to be our favorites. It doesn't have to be.
I don't either. I want their favorites.
So I was just saying to him, I'm curious to see which side, because I know that there's a couple on my end that are like they're not going to be.
I'm not going to have them, and I'm going to have some that are not on yours.
Yes.
You're going to have some not on mine.
But also, so some that I'm like, that's not great on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
it'll be interesting.
Yeah,
and then we're probably going to just have a couple of minutes about free agent signings. The release of Ezekiel Elliott with the Dallas Cowboys. I have my opinions on that.
Let's go. Why not? Yeah. How do you feel about Zeke leaving?
Great move. Great move. Look, there's two sides of that coin. I heard Emmitt Smith chiming in that, there's no loyalty or whatever. Well, of course not. You milked the Dallas Cowboys and the Phoenix Cardinals or Arizona Cardinals for, mega bucks for the last 2 or 3 years of your career, and I'm appreciative of everything Emmitt Smith did, and I'm appreciative of what Zeke Elliott did. But the minute he got paid, he went from top 2 or 3 backs in the NFL to barely top 10.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Barely top 10. And I don't think he's top 10 now. And he wasn't productive. Now, did he provide a good 1-2 punch for the Cowboys? Absolutely. But you can get a guy in the draft or in free agency that can do what Zeke can do now.
Right.
And you don't have to pay him $18 million or whatever his payday was per year. I just think it was a good move on their part. I wish they would do it with a few other people on that team. Dak Prescott, not mentioning any names. But I thought it was a good move for the Cowboys. I think they had to make that move because as much as Zeke has done for the Cowboys, they still don't have a Super Bowl. They still didn't have an NFC championship.
Sure, right.
So what did he really do?
Right, that's a good
Seriously,
point.
What did he do?
Yeah.
I mean, he fumbled the ball when he needed it most, and
especially a couple years ago when they were really that was their 2 seasons ago was really their window. It felt like, but yeah, it's a little tough to see that for sure.
But I'm glad he's gone. Will he be productive? Missing him inside the goal in the 5 and in the red zone or inside the 5-yard line, 2-yard line. Yes, they will. But they can get creative if they can do that. I don't know if that coaching staff can be creative enough to figure it out. I mean, did the Chiefs have a 2-yard back on their squad?
Isaiah Pacheco, because he just runs through people.
Okay.
If you remember the rookie.
Yeah.
He's
who's the 7th round pick? Is that him?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
He runs.
Was he a power back?
Not really.
Yeah.
He just runs violently, man. He runs like Marion Barber.
Yes.
Yes. Rest in peace. Which he does run. He runs like a lot like Marion Barber. Marion Barber ran as hard as
violently.
Yeah, he was tough, and he's actually, I think, one of the most underrated running backs. He was so good in those years that I think he's what Steven Jackson wanted to be. If you remember him for the St. Louis Rams.
Yes, I do.
But Barber just, I loved him in the year with the Bears, except for when he accidentally went out of bounds when he wasn't supposed to. But that's it. That's neither here nor there.
He in that 2007 season where they were so doggone good, and they let the Giants sneak up on them in the playoff game. They should have been in that Super Bowl against the Patriots that season. I'm not saying the Cowboys would end up beating the Patriots, but they were a better team than the Giants were for almost the whole season. Just one game they fell apart. So
Sure.
And when you got Wade Phillips and Jason Garrett, running the team, that's what you run into, kind of like you have now.
Yeah. So it is interesting this time of year. It's kind of been silly, the things that are going on. Lamar Jackson's still not getting paid as well. Like Did
they sign him? Did he franchise him?
They franchise tagged him, but it was non-exclusive.
Oh, that's
so
right. He can still
go somewhere else, which is very interesting the way that works. But yeah, because there's a lot of politics there, and
What do you think's going on?
I was telling my dad was the same thing. He's like, well, isn't there some sort of tampering, you think, with nobody else wanting him? I said, no, because the reason why is they have to outpay the Ravens for him.
Yeah.
And they have to give up 2 third-round picks.
Oh.
So
nobody's going to touch that.
No. So it's not exclusive, but it's a little exclusive.
Kind of.
Like,
is that what the going price is for a unrestricted? I guess it's restricted franchise tag. Is that what it's called?
Unrestricted franchise tag. Yes, that's
so 2 third-round picks, and you got to outpay them.
And you got to outpay them.
Is that the same for everybody?
Yes.
Oh wow! I did not know that.
So it's a little bit. So people are like, well, what? Why aren't they paying up? And I'm like, well, that's probably the reason. Is like because it's not just a simple like. There's more than meets the eye there. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen because I thought Lamar certainly could go to the. There's a couple that I thought that he could go to. Like I thought he could go to the Falcons. The Falcons really want to run a quarterback like him.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be interesting to see what happens there. So, yeah, I don't know. It'll be.
What else in free agency?
I'm trying to think.
Or whatever. Anything big?
The
there?
Chiefs lost a bunch of guys. They lost some big guys. They lost Orlando Brown, their left tackle. So they gained another. They've filled some of the positions that they've lost. They lost McCole Hardman today, wide receiver that went to the Jets. They're trying to get DeAndre Hopkins, which would be really interesting to get him. Yeah, there's a lot happening. What are you looking for there? A notebook?
My phone.
Your trusty notebook? Oh, no. I hate when that happens.
I do too.
Because it's probably got all your notes in there.
It's got a couple. Go ahead and keep talking.
Yeah, anyway, you go look for it. So, anyway, yeah, so as far as other things that are going on, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder that have played really well. Now they're actually in the 6th spot, or 7th spot. So what that means is that they have a better chance. I believe they'll get a play-in game at home. So they played really well. They have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander actually has played incredibly well, and I have watched just about every game that they have played. They are super interesting because they also have both Jalen Williamses, but J-Dub, of course, it's got the light on too. But yeah, the Thunder have been pretty solid as of late, and now we're likely going to get a home playoff game if they keep it up, which would be really awesome. And I'd try to go to that game if they played. So I'm hoping. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for sure.
I have tickets for the last home game of the season.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Who do they play?
Club
you know?
seats. That's a good question. I can't remember. Gonna have to look it up. I don't remember who they're playing. I just know I have tickets. So, I want to say it's the Clippers, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, they play the Clippers a lot.
I could be wrong.
Yes. I bet you're right. So
I know that basketball team and the schedule. That's tomorrow, so they play more games. So it's on Easter Sunday, by the way, which did not go over well. Oh, they play the Grizzlies.
oh, that'll be
2:30 game.
That'll be a good one.
Oh, yep, club seats. So it'll be interesting.
It'll be fun though. You'll have a blast.
I hope so, because I've never been to Thunder game. I've been to Hornets when they were here.
Is that right?
Yep, never been to Thunder game. I actually was in the building for a Thunder game, but I was working, sort of.
You've never been to a Thunder game?
Not as a spectator.
I went to 4. I've been to 4 this year.
I never saw a play. I was delivering some stuff to the concession end of it, and I went through the back door and back through. I mean, I never saw a game. I left before a game started, actually. So, been in the Ford Center a few times, or whatever's now Paycom.
Paycom, yeah.
Well, it's been Ford Center, Chesapeake Arena, Paycom. I mean, how many different names has it been?
It's only 2 since I've been here. Chesapeake and Paycom.
And it was Ford Center when it first opened up.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
So
3.
Yep, at least 3.
Yeah, I think that may be it. I think it was initially the Ford Center.
There you go. But they're gonna make a new one. It sounds like they're trying to.
What?
Yeah, because it holds the least amount of people out of any NBA season, and it's one of the older, so it needs some updates. So
It's been here. It ain't been here that long.
yeah, but I think it's a part of maps that they're trying to
Oh.
that they've worked it out. That I think it's going to.
Have you seen the new building that's next to the fairgrounds?
No.
It's like a brand new convention center style. They're getting ready to tear that thing down, I think, because I was there for the wrestling tournament in the state, and half the chairs in there broke.
Of course.
Can't even sit down in there.
Time to make some updates there for sure.
I mean, that's a historic old arena. I mean, it's got the old Hoosiers feel to it. I mean, it is. It's
nice.
old.
Which I actually saw a game played there.
You have been to
yes,
Butler, yeah.
at Hinkle Fieldhouse
Yeah.
where Hoosiers happened.
Yeah.
Which is probably a good segue into
our,
what we're
it could
doing
be.
tonight.
I guess.
Yes.
What time is it? Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
We could
this
probably
could be a
start.
while.
Go our top 10 movies of our favorite top 10 movies of all time.
Yes,
How's that?
our top 10 favorite sports movies of all
Sports time.
Yes.
Sports movies. So, do you have them ranked? Or you
I
just
do.
I do too.
I do.
I do too.
Yep, and I
You have an
actually
honorable mention?
I actually pulled up my Rotten Tomato score. So what we're gonna do
You'll have to do mine then.
is I will put them in. I'll enter them in. So what we're gonna do is we are basing this on our favorites. We're not basing it on what we think critics think are the best sports movies of all time. It is simply our favorite sports movies. And at the end, we wanted to see what Rotten Tomatoes thought was the better list, knowing full well that we might have. I know for a fact that I got a couple that are not great as far as quality goes. But honorable mentions that didn't quite make the list.
Yep.
Air Bud.
I never even heard of it.
You didn't say Air Bud?
I don't think so.
That's the one with the dog that plays basketball.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
Never heard of
man.
it. Never heard of it.
Air Bud, Hot Shots.
Hot Shots I know about.
Yes. I'm trying to think. Oh, you know what? I probably need to change something up.
you about thought of one.
Yeah, I thought about one that I was like, this actually might be one of my favorite sports movies. You know what? I'm going to put it there.
All right, so it's in your top 10, and now you bounced one out.
Yeah, I bounced one out.
Bounce out.
I bounced out The Rookie.
The Rookie.
Yes, which was old.
Is that the
It
Dennis
was
Quaid?
Dennis Quaid.
That's a good
yes.
movie.
Yep, I like that movie, but it has to be bounced out because I totally forgot that this was a sports movie.
Okay. And then you got 2 more of your. I got 5 honorable mentions.
Okay.
Do you have 5?
That's all I got.
Okay.
That's
got
all I
5. Okay, so you got 5 honorable mentions. I have 5. Or you have 3, I have 5. Which doesn't count towards our points. All right. I have Grader in my honorable mention.
Okay.
Are you familiar with that?
No.
So the kid that was at the University of Arkansas, true story, that walked on and ended up, they name the walk-on player of the year in NCAA after him now. He was killed in a car wreck right after he got drafted by the Colts.
Okay.
Brandenburg was his last name. I can't think of his first name. Brandon.
I don't know.
I can't remember. I can't remember. I've got the movie over there.
Yeah.
In my collection, but really solid, true story.
I totally forgot about one that might have been on there. Gridiron Gang. I didn't have Gridiron Gang on my top 10. I liked that movie. Did you like that one?
It was okay.
It was okay.
Is that The Rock?
Honorable mention, yes.
Yeah. So I've got Greater. Remember the Titans. It's not in my top 10.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Major League.
Oh my gosh! Yes, I forgot about Major League.
Fighter, which is a true story.
Oh, that movie's good. That's a good movie.
It's got
actually.
Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, and Amy Adams.
Yep. That's a great movie.
And then The Wrestler.
So we're calling pro wrestling a sport then.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Of course. The Wrestler was good. I liked that movie.
Yep. So that's my honorable mention.
Yeah, that's a good honorable mention.
Okay.
Major League's one of my. I forgot about Major League.
It almost was in. I just didn't. I actually kind of like Major League 2 better.
Do you?
I kind of like it better, yeah. But it's kind of like the Rockies. I mean, I don't even know if Rocky's my favorite, but I put it Rocky because it just kind of takes care of all of them. I mean, we're going to grade the Rocky itself, but
you know what? I have to include the Little Giants in as well.
Mention?
Yes, I do.
It's a pretty good movie. Not my honorable mention, but pretty good.
Yeah, but as you know, me as a kid, like that was my movie. Like, absolutely love that movie.
Okay, so we kind of go as we start at 10 and then just work up?
Yes,
okay.
I think that's a good idea.
All right, so I'll start off. You need to look up where mine is. Ready?
I'm going to enter them in on here.
My number 10, Warrior.
Warrior, okay.
Have you seen it?
I thought that one was the UFC one.
It is.
Oh, it is the UFC one. Okay, that's a dang good movie.
That's got Kurt Angle in it.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's number great 10 movie. On my list. What's the
okay. Mine? Well, I'm going to put them in at the end.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
My is Space Jam.
Of course you did.
Space Jam is number 10 for me.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. All right, go with your number 9.
My number 9 is D2, The Mighty Ducks. Do you want to know how many percentage on Rotten Tomato that one is? Okay, we'll wait till the end because it's going to be really funny.
I get a feeling you're going to change them as you go.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I will not. This list is absolutely definitive at this point.
Number 8. I guess it's my turn.
It's your turn.
Hoosiers.
Great movie.
Okay.
Doesn't make my list.
Okay.
Mine is Angels in the Outfield.
You can pick.
I'm picking my kid movies at the bottom that I loved when I was a kid that are my absolute some of my favorite movies still.
Those are decent movies. I mean, I'm not a big fan of either of your bottom two, but Angels and Outfield.
What did you say your number 2 was? You had
no, my number 2.
You had your number 8.
8 was Hoosiers.
Hoosiers. Who was your 9?
We didn't do 9. I didn't do 9, did I?
No, you didn't.
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. Okay.
Build it, and they will come.
If you build it, he will come.
All right. Number 7. Go.
Number 7. Rocky. Rocky is number 7.
All right. My number 7 is The Natural.
The Natural. Yeah.
What's the chances any of us match one of the rankings?
No, I don't know.
Percentage?
I would say there's like a 0% chance with my list.
We both have the same.
Well, maybe we're coming there.
I mean, we only had one that we matched.
No, I mean,
we haven't hit it yet so far.
My taste in sports movies are so goofy.
Yours are all comedies.
Yeah,
except for Rocky.
100%. Yeah.
Okay. Number 6.
Number 6 for me is The Sandlot.
You know what? I forgot about The Sandlot.
I love The Sandlot.
I forgot about The Sandlot.
Yes.
That probably would be in my top 10, but it's too late.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change it.
Sandlot is one of my favorites.
I'll put them down here.
I watch it every 4th of July.
Yeah, that's good.
The morning of.
That's my life growing up in Texas.
In Texas, was going to the Sandlot.
Either baseball or football.
Yeah, we played a lot of street hockey in our neighborhood. We lived on the cul-de-sac.
Okay.
And so we would just go out there and 10 buddies would play hockey,
Yeah.
or we'd play wiffle ball. Like we had a big front yard between me and my neighbor, and we'd play that. Like we did that all the time. Or we'd go to the local park and do it. So
Yep.
we had a little bit of that.
I could not play football with my friends unless I had my helmet on because
Is
I had
that
glasses. And
So
my
you
mom
were
and
like-
Dad
you
would
were-
not let me play without a helmet.
You were like Smalls.
Yes,
You
I
were
was
like Smalls. That's awesome.
100%.
Yes.
You're killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me, Smalls.
That's me.
That's awesome.
All right, my number 5. No, I don't. Oh, I
Well,
need
you're
my
number 6. Right.
Rudy.
Rudy. Which is over exaggerated.
No,
That
it's
story.
not.
Okay, never mind.
Hey,
Joe,
man, you
what-
almost cry every time you see that part.
No, I'm just saying the whole story was a little bit.
It is a little exaggerated, but
a little
most of these
but
true
it's
stories
still
are.
great. Yes,
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So my number 5 was Miracle.
Oh yeah.
Miracle.
You know, I just could not put him in my top 10, and I didn't even put him in my honorable mention because probably I hate hockey.
that's
probably it.
fine. Sure, yeah,
But
that's fine.
I did like the movie, and the story's great.
Sure.
Because I was in this is 1980, obviously,
Sure.
and I was in an establishment,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden I hear, "They win the gold medal! USA wins the gold medal! They won that
Do you believe in miracles?
Like,
Yes.
it's just I remember that very vividly.
Sure.
That being just a huge deal. I'm like, it's hockey. I'm just like, it's hockey.
That's because you lived in Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah, I know.
There you
It was
go.
hockey.
Go north a little bit, and it might matter.
It might. All right, my number 5, Moneyball.
Moneyball. We were close. We were very close on one
Okay.
because my number 4 is Moneyball.
No, we didn't miss it. by
We were
much.
close. We were very close.
I hate losing more than I want to win.
Yes.
Trust me, there's a difference.
Isn't there something?
It's one of my favorite quotes.
It's hard not to be romantic about baseball. That one is great too. Okay, so what's your number 4?
$4 Million Baby.
$1 Million Baby. $1 Million Baby. Great movie.
Yes.
Great movie.
That's a tearjerker.
Yeah. Okay, my number 3 did not make your list because you said it as an honorable mention. My number 3 is Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans. They're going to remember the day they remember the
Yeah,
Titans.
the night they played the Titans.
You know what? I think before we finish this, we need to go back and do a quote from each of us.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 3, Cinderella Man.
Cinderella Man, little Russell Crowe.
Yes. Yes.
We were talking about him yesterday with my wife because he was in the show Les Mis and was terrible in it.
Yeah.
He can't sing. He does not sing in this movie, though.
No, he does not.
My number 2 was on your list, I think, or maybe it made honorable mention. Field of Dreams.
It was on my list.
Yep,
My
Field of
number
Dreams
9.
is my second.
For sure baseball guy. So.
Yes.
And there's another one on my honorable mention I should mention that I didn't mention, which is For Love of the Game.
For the love of the game. Nice.
All right. My number 2, The Legend of Bagger Vance.
Yes, that's one of your favorite movies of all time.
It is. Definitely.
Bagger Vance.
I'm interested to see who your number 1 is. You want me to tell me my number 1
It's not
first?
one that you expect. Yeah. You tell me yours first.
Rocky.
Rocky's your number. That was my
Yeah.
7th. Okay.
Yep.
I think we'd be remiss if we didn't say that I think the Apollo Creed movies are on my honorable mention. All 3 of them are great.
Yep. They're underrated.
My number 1 movie is also a golf movie.
Tin Cup?
No.
Okay. Caddyshack?
No. Happy Gilmore.
You gotta be kidding me.
That is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love Happy Gilmore. Caddyshack, though, I love Caddyshack, and that should probably be mentioned. That was my dad's favorite movie growing up, and so I've heard every quote ever from Happy Gilmore. Okay, so here we got our list, right?
Yep.
So let's try this game, okay?
Okay.
On the fly a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of go through these one
Okay.
by one.
Uh-huh.
I got to calculate some things here,
Okay.
so give me a second.
Okay.
I'm going to calculate these, and I want us to kind of guess
Okay.
what the Rotten Tomatoes score is for each movie.
Are we doing 1 through 100?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then how close do we have to be?
Actually, it's just going to be you.
Oh, me.
because I already know.
Oh, you know. Okay. Okay. So pick one. Just pick one and I tell you.
Here, I'm coming with you. Hold on. Hold on. Trying to do math on the fly.
You
in
can't imagine
public.
any of them being like.
Oh, my Wi-Fi got disconnected. Hold on. Stand by. Do. Reconnecting. Okay, so let's start with my list first. Space Jam, what do you think it is?
78.
44.
That hurt you.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. For what do you think it is for D2 Mighty Ducks?
60.
22.
Wow. You're going to lose.
Oh yeah, I already knew that. Okay, what do you think it is for Angels in the Outfield?
But I haven't been right so far. 30.
You were close. 33.
Yeah.
33.
Wow.
Okay. I'll save that one. Sandlot.
75.
It's a 63, and I was
That's
like, what are you
crazy.
talking about? Miracle?
80.
81.
That was pretty
That
close.
was really close.
Yeah.
Moneyball?
90.
94. 94. Remember the Titans?
85.
73. I was like, what are you talking about?
Of course, it wasn't in my top 10.
Now,
but
here's the thing. Like, if it's above 70, they include it as certified fresh.
Yeah, okay.
So that's a decent move. I think it's above 68, actually. They call it certified fresh.
tomatoes.
Yeah. Field of Dreams?
95.
86. So not bad, but yeah. And then Happy Gilmore?
Probably 50.
It's close. 60. It's a 60. My total score was 646.
Rocky?
Oh, I kept that because that's
for
on
me?
your list.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
so you could do the math if you want to.
What is it? What was the
Rocky.
total?
Wait,
No, don't tell me.
my total is 646.
Okay.
646.
All right. So now going on my list, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, and your list, I can already tell you, is a lot better than mine.
Warrior?
Uh,
I'm picking, right?
Yeah, so, no, I'm telling you. I'll go Warrior first. What do you think?
75.
83.
Yeah.
83.
And you already knew Field of Dreams was 86.
86.
Hoosiers?
Hoosiers?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. 87.
Man, you're hitting it so close. 89.
Wow.
There's been a couple that you've been
I know
within a
movies
couple
pretty well.
I knew you did. I knew you did.
Go ahead.
The Natural.
90.
82.
A little low.
Again, within 10 though.
Yeah.
I think within 5. Super
Yeah.
impressive. Rudy.
80.
78.
Wow.
Within 2%. Moneyball.
92.
94. $1 Million Baby.
93.
91. Oh my gosh, this is impressive. Cinderella Man.
84.
80. Oh my gosh, this is insane. Okay, now
It's going to get interesting.
Legend of Bagger Vance.
72.
You're not gonna like this. 43.
What?
Yes.
43?
43.
And then Rocky was what? Oh, I ain't got.
We didn't do that one. What do you think?
90.
94. 94. There was
Wow.
like 6 or 7.
That was a landslide,
But
buddy.
oh yeah, definitely. And I
What
knew
was the
that.
total
Your
point?
score was 80-10. Or 810. 810.
Landslide
810.
victory.
Oh my gosh, yeah, big time. And I knew that. Like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, but those are And yours are critically acclaimed for sure. Like mine are just my favorites because I was a goober when I was a kid.
Yeah,
and
I get it.
What I watched. I mean, as a sports kid, ESPN kid, I was raised watching SportsCenter every morning.
Yeah.
So like, my favorite movies were all sports movies, and so in that Target '90s, like there was a few that were targeted towards me. Like
I had 1, 2,
Space
3.
Jam, D2, Angels in the Outfield, Sandlot, The Big Green, Little Giants were all like kid movies that like made me love them so much. Air Bud was the other one too. Like I loved Air Bud.
I never even heard of Air
Yeah,
Bud.
that was ridiculous. It's a ridiculous movie. You should never see it.
I didn't have anyone. Well, I had Bagger Vance at 43.
My
which
average
shocks
score.
me.
My average score was 64.6, and your average was 81%.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I have a better taste in movies. It looks like.
You 100% do.
Just messing with you.
I follow you into the
Yeah.
movie like
I know movies.
battle.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
do. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
But I think the thing that we both are pretty good at is music. Like we both of us have a really interesting taste in
yours
music.
is a lot more adverse than mine is, though.
Or diverse.
Well, diverse.
Yeah.
I don't go outside the box much on music.
Yeah.
I keep it to with when I.
When you grew up, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean Elvis.
Yep.
I like country. Not big into rap.
Yeah.
I did like old, classic rock and roll.
Sure, right. That's what I
'Cause
think
I
that's
grew
where
up
we
with
agree.
it.
Yeah.
And then not much into, disco. Although I did like some disco because that's kind of in my era.
Yeah, there's some
but
good stuff in there.
I was. We're doing a kind of a cool thing with our kids that are lifting. We're gonna bring a sound system Saturday at the gym, and
You're gonna hype them up.
I'm gonna hype them with I'm gonna give them their meet shirt, their lifting shirt, their team shirt, and then I'm gonna give them a bump song.
Oh, that'll be fun.
And probably none of them are listening, so I can tell you what they are. So one of my kid is gonna do "My Way or the Highway" by Limp Bizkit because he likes to do things his own way.
This time I'm gonna let it all hang out. Yeah, that song.
Okay, one of them is like Mr. Prissy, so he is Smooth Operator.
Smooth Operator.
And then Alicia is Bad Mama Jamma.
That's awesome. That'll be
And then
fun.
Austin is Whatever It Takes by
Whatever
Imagine
It
Dragons.
Takes.
Imagine
Yeah.
Dragons. And I'm going to bump them up with nicknames and all kinds of stuff.
That's so funny.
Just kind of get everybody going. But anyway, I'm not into the. It's kind of like when we were talking the other day about the Academy Award winner. It's like I don't see the artistic value and stuff that some people do.
Yeah, then that's fun. I mean, well, clearly you did a little bit here because you more aligned with the critics in your favorite movies.
Maybe. But movies, maybe.
Yeah.
But not necessarily music.
Yeah, someday I think we'll have to go into just our top 5 favorite movies of all time. Well, we've done that before,
We have.
really.
I like this, though. I like
yeah,
how we did this.
This is great.
So I'll pick a movie, and you do a quote.
Oh,
You do
okay.
the same. Do 5 movies.
Oh my gosh.
Of these movies that we've listed, so I'm going to pick 5 movies of yours. You're going to pick 5 movies, and we're going to do a quote. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Sandlot. It can't be the
You're
one where
killing me, Smalls.
All right, I'll let you have it.
Yeah, you're baking like a toasted cheeser out here.
Happy Gilmore.
Windy prep. Now you're gonna get it, Bobby.
My favorite is
The Price is Wrong.
how about getting me a warm glass of milk, Sonny? How about I get you a warm glass of shut the heck up?
Yes.
You're in my world now, Grandma.
Look at the name tag. Yep. Yeah, there's also there's some good ones in there. Yeah, I love Happy Gilmore. One of my favorites.
Space Jams.
Let's see. So one of my favorites is when Bill Murray is at the end of the movie. Which Bill Murray, if you go back and watch it now, he's the star of that movie.
Okay.
Like he is so funny in it, and he's at the end of the movie. He's like, you got some real talent, Bill. He's like, I think I'm gonna go retire, undefeated and untied, go home and ice my knees and all that. That's one of my favorite parts. And then, of course, like when I was a kid, like it was, I don't want to go to school because he gets Sylvester gets smashed by one of the big monsters. And as a kid, I thought it was the funniest thing that he said. I don't want to go to school today. I want to go home and make cookies with you. Like, ridiculous, like. kid show.
You
but
got a few
love
in
it.
that one.
Yep.
Angels in the Outfield. Can you say it?
Oh, I'm trying to think. Oh, it could happen for sure. Where it's at, he just says it could happen.
It could happen.
I laugh because there's a whole song that one of the players sings that I still remember, like word for word.
Really?
Yes, because it talks about like how much they stink, and there's a whole coach's speech that I can still do word for word, but not probably some of it for TV, which is so funny.
One more. Let's see. That one's too easy. Remember the Titans. Other than Remember the Titans.
So other than, you're not gaining another yard. I like when he's like, you're going to take that poster down. He's like, well, you better use your X-ray vision Superman because I'm not, that poster's not coming down. That one's a good one. Oh, gosh. I did remember in Space Jam also when Charles Barkley is talking to his therapist, and he doesn't have any talent because the Monstars have taken away.
Okay.
And so he's talking to his therapist, and he said, there's this girl, 5'0", blocked my shot. And the therapist said, he's like, so in this dream, like, what do you do? And he's like, it wasn't a dream. It really happened. Like, it's so ridiculous.
That was good. All right, give me
All right.
5, and I'll give you both.
Go Hoosiers.
Hey, Jimmy, get up on his shoulder there.
Oh, yes.
Drop that tape measure down.
Yes.
10 feet. Huh. All right, well, stand right there in the goal and measure to the free throw line. 15 feet. If you'll find out, it's exactly the same measurements of our gym back in Hickory.
There you go. There you go. What about The Natural? Is there one for Natural?
Oh, yeah. There's several.
There's a lot.
So Wilford Brimley's sitting in there, and he's shaving, and Robert Redford comes back in after he's been in the hospital, and he's not supposed to play. And he goes, I don't care about the series. I just wanted to win the pennant. That's Wilford Brimley. I just wanted to win the pennant. And he goes, well, I should have done what my daddy wanted me to be. Daddy wanted me to be a farmer. And then Robert Redford walks in, Roy Hobbs, and goes, my dad wanted me to be a baseball player. And he goes, well, you're the best one I ever had.
Yes.
And you're the best hitter I ever saw.
Yes.
Suit up.
Suit up. Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
Which is what they play when the Rangers still every time they get a home run. And it's,
Gets a chill.
oh, I still get chills, like, because I grew like my some of my first memories are at Rangers games because I lived in Dallas in my elementary years.
Yeah.
And so Juan Gonzalez, Pudge Rodriguez, those teams,
Those are great teams.
where every time, and they still to this day they use the Natural music for home
Love
runs.
it.
Royals use Angels in the Outfield music, which is pretty fun too.
Yeah.
Okay, what about $1 Million Baby?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Is there one in there?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking.
I think Michael Scott says one in The Office. I can't remember. Okay, what about Rocky?
Oh my gosh.
Give me Rocky. If I can change, that's Rocky 4.
I know what my favorite one is, but I'm trying to come with something else. Golly, I can't get it word for word. Probably just Yo, Adrian!
Yeah.
Adrian! Yo, Adrian!
Yo, Adrian!
But there's so many in Rocky that I use today, but not from the Rocky the movie. It's like in 2 where she wakes up out of the coma, after being mad at him, goes, Rocky, can you do something for me? Yeah, come here. Win.
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
Win, And Mickey goes, what are we waiting for?
Rocky 4 also is, if I can change, You can change. Yeah.
We can all change.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
But my favorite Rocky quote ever is, and I've heard it many times on this show, it's not how high you get hit. It's how hard you get hit and keep moving forward.
Yes.
How hard you get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Yep.
All right, give me one more.
Let's see. Moneyball.
No,
No, I'm just kidding.
that's not
We
even
already
fair.
know. Is there one from Legend of Bagger Vance?
Oh, of
that
course.
stands out? Yeah.
Of course. Let me see if I can get this without using foul language. So he comes in, and the kid comes in. He's sitting there with the caddies, and he's having some alcohol. And he goes, well, how drunk is drunk enough, Captain Juna? And he goes, well, it's all a matter of brain cells, you see. You know, first to go is the sad cells, because everything you say is real funny. Then the second thing to go is your smart cells, because everything you say is, no, your stupid cells, because the next thing you say is really smart. And then there's the memory cells. Those are tough ones to kill. And I had to clean it up a little bit.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I think there's one more in there. Let's see. There's stupid cells, sad cells. Oh, there's stupid cells, happy cells. Brain. We're talking about brain cells. And what was it? There's one more. There's three of them. But the memory cells are the tough ones to kill.
Did you like Facing the Giants? Was that one that
Yes.
you liked?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I should have put that one in there too.
Probably as an honorable mention.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Facing the Giants is a great Alex Kittrick Brothers movie. I mean, it comes from that. And you know, their franchise, I mean, when you think about it, did you
Fireproof.
Flywheel? Have you ever seen Flywheel?
No, never saw Flywheel.
Flywheel was the original. Then Facing the Giants.
What about
That's not a sports movie, though.
You're right.
No.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
saying religious movies, faith movies, movies of faith.
Yeah.
What was the one that I was thinking? War Room. Is that
War
the
Room's
same
a really
people?
good. Yes. Well, not written by the Kendrick brothers, but produced by the same group.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They're in it.
Gotcha.
They star in it. They produce it, but they didn't write the story. That Kendrick brothers also did Courageous
We were meant to be courageous. Yep.
and Mom's Night Out. It's that probably should be in my top 10. That's one of the funniest movies you'll ever watch.
Really?
It's as clean as you can get it.
Oh, that's funny.
It's
Well,
got that group in it that was in Courageous. It also has Trace Atkins.
Yeah, sure.
And Patricia Hilton, who played the wife in Everybody Loves Raymond. She's the pastor's wife.
Oh, okay.
And she is brilliant. She plays the perfect pastor's wife.
There you go.
Yeah.
All
That's a
right.
really, really, really funny, clean movie to go see. I actually took my mother and my late mother-in-law to it one year, and I've never seen them both laugh so hard.
That's awesome, especially when it's good, clean,
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Like
it was a good movie.
that's great.
Yeah, we need to do this on just our favorite top 10 movies of all time, maybe in a few weeks.
I think we need to. We come back and we go back to our favorite movies, which
Yeah.
I think there's one or two that might be
in this group.
in this group. But yeah,
You know,
I
my
think
Rocky would be.
yeah, for sure. I'm in on that. Let's plan that for
Top
a
10
couple
of all
weeks. We'll do
time.
the same thing.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah. Top 10 in 2 weeks of all-time movies. And, you know, my list may not be that much different now that I think about it.
No, mine will be for sure. There's a couple in there.
I
That
know Rocky would be, Bagger Vance would be. Those would two for sure be in my top 10 movies of all time.
Field of Dreams and Moneyball probably would make my list.
My Moneyball might make mine. Natural might not. Rudy might not. Hoosiers might not. Field of Dreams might not. Warrior might not. Cinderella Man might not. But those two for sure.
Really, I think I'd have to probably shift probably Happy Gilmore is probably not my favorite.
How about we do
sports
this?
movie.
How
Yeah.
about we take the sports movies out of the equation?
Well, that's fine. I'm cool with that.
Let's do that. Because
Yep.
I'm afraid mine would be pretty dominating.
close.
Yeah. Non-sports movies. Can we do it?
Yes,
Can we
I
get
think
10?
so. What if it has?
Or maybe we limit to a
What
couple.
if my list has dogfight football on it?
Dogfight football. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. I mean, yeah, you can use that one.
Yeah, that's
Dogfight
yeah,
football,
for
not a
sure.
sports movie.
So there you go. There's a preview too. There's that. That's what we call it.
2 weeks from tonight, we will do our favorite movies of all time, non-sports related.
Yes.
That's going to be a tough one.
I think we also need to do a draft here in a week after that. I think we need to have a pro wrestler draft.
Well, it would be nice if we could find a third person.
I know it'd be great, but I also think you and I could break it down into eras too.
Okay, I like
we
that.
We could go from like 80s, or after 90s. We could do 70s and 80s or
Are you
whatever.
Able to do a 70s?
Oh yeah.
You think so?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm in.
If not, I will do my best as far as
research.
my what my knowledge is, but my knowledge is mostly 80s and after, or late 80s and after.
I can probably do. I was not around the TV from 1990 to 1996 or 97. So
sure.
I might be where you're limited on the 70s. I'd be limited in that era. I was on the road.
I think I
didn't see much. TV.
I think that would be fun though. Yeah. So I think we do modern era. So some more current 2000s basically, and then probably 80s, 90s.
2000 on.
Yeah.
2000 on.
2000 on.
And then in 80s, 90s.
80s, 90s, and then 70s and before. Yes.
Previous 80s.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
I think.
Write that down.
Yeah, so we got some show
2000
ideas.
And above.
Yep.
We got 90s, 80s and 90s together.
Yep. And then 70s and prior.
70s and above.
Yes.
Before.
So 79 and lower, basically.
Further on back.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I love this. That's going to be fun. So I think we could take a top 5 from each category. So we'd have 15 wrestlers.
I like it. Yeah.
There we go.
Sounds good.
Because I might have to go like some Bruno Sammartino and stuff like that. Like,
I like it.
Yeah. That'd be
Bruno,
good.
Bruno probably would not be in my top 5.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see him very much. And especially, they just didn't have New York wrestling on TV.
Yeah.
And I didn't live there. So, and by the time that cable had hit, he was almost retired because I think he did his last match in like 82, maybe. And he might have come out and did a retirement match in the mid to late 80s, but I didn't see much Bruno.
Yeah, because, there's some good ones in there.
Now, Bob Backlund, on the other hand, that's a different
story.
Because
I was just thinking, I can actually do a pretty decent job because now, because you could say Ric Flair was but he's maxed at 80s, 90s.
He would be 80s, 90s because he was 40 plus years. He was in his 40s by the time.
Probably more Bob Backlund.
You know where Bob Backlund got his start?
No.
Amarillo, Texas.
Of course he did. I knew the answer to that question. Yeah, there's some good ones in here. Terry Funk is going to be at the
my list.
top of my list too. Yeah, probably there. So yeah, there's a preview of our next couple weeks. We have movies in a couple weeks, and then a couple weeks out, or a week after that, we got our wrestling
snake
mega episode
or draft, whatever.
Yes,
snake draft.
Yes.
Okay. So
we don't have to do a snake draft. We could just be our favorites.
Could do our favorites of the era.
Yep. And then maybe we could also couple it with our favorite matches as well. So we'll do a full
each era has its own wrestling match, maybe.
We could.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way we could just our favorites again.
Yeah.
So
somebody's reached out to me on this Amarillo wrestling site that I'm on, or this Facebook page.
Yeah.
That wants to know. He didn't ask me. Well, I did after I told him I had knowledge, but who out there has had experience seeing Dory Funk Sr. live? And I go,
that would be me. Yeah.
Like probably dozen times, maybe 2 dozen times in the early 70s until he passed away. I actually saw his last match.
Oh, wow.
So, because he died like 4 days later after that match.
Oh, wow.
So I saw the last time he ever wrestled.
Wow.
But anyway, he wanted to have a chat conversation about my experience in watching matches with Dory Funk Sr. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. You want to tell people about us a little bit?
Yeah.
How to find out more about us, and I'll pull up a devotion.
Yeah, so join us for these episodes. We'd love to hear more of your stuff. So if you're thinking about it on Wednesday night, come in on YouTube, enter in some of your thoughts and comments, and we'd love to hear some of your favorite stuff. You can do that by commenting, and subscribing. to our channel on Faithletic the Podcast on YouTube, and also you can go on Facebook.com, look at some of our announcements there. Some of our past episodes are on there as well. That's how we really keep you up to date. And then we also will do we also have all of our stuff on YouTube as well from the past. So a lot of special guests and all of that. So it would be great. So one thing we do want to keep in mind as Dan gets ready for our devotion is to keep his team in your thoughts and prayers as you go next week. And if you are able to watch, there's probably a way that you can post that on the Facebook page if you want.
I can.
I will be watching here because it is in Myrtle Beach, and we're more in Oklahoma. So that's a long flight, but you're gonna have a lot of support there. We got our support back here as well because I will be watching live for sure. It'll be great.
We are getting excited.
But we are now have reached the time, because we are a podcast that is both full of sports. We also throw a little bit of faith in there as well. And so this is the time for our Daily at the Cross, which is our devotional that we like to do at the end of our show. So Dan, take it away.
Without further ado.
Take it away.
So, being we're a sports-minded show, one of the devotions that I pulled from tonight is a devotion from Fellowship of Christian Athletes, I believe. Let me go back and look and make sure I pulled it. Yeah. It's called the Relentless Devotion, and and I just lost it. Let me get it back here.
There
we go. If I can remember which one it is. Oh, yeah. Got it.
I did it for you.
I appreciate the little sound effect. And then I can't get anything to work here, so give me a second.
Nothing ever goes right.
It never goes right.
Never.
That's because Daily at the Cross. So this is called Born to Play, and it actually uses the reference of Ephesians 2:8-10, and I'll go back and read that after I'm done. But if you give me a second here, sorry, I'm just not doing a very good job here today. Okay, here we go. Athletes are born to play. Competition in the air. Competition is in the air when we breathe. It takes incredible risks to be an athlete. Everyone sees every move we make. There's always a risk of failure when we step into the arena of sports competition. So why do athletes keep coming back? Why not just stay comfortable in our lives and avoid the risk of humiliation or of mistakes or defeat? Most athletes would say that they are born for competition. There is a satisfaction from achieving success that is worth the risk of failure. Well, the same is true in our spiritual lives. When we approach a holy God for a relationship, most people know that we do not possess the perfection that it takes to please God. In order to continue in our pursuit of God, we must rely on the fact that God will forgive us when we fail, and He will sustain us in the risk of failure. We were born for a relationship with God, so why should we walk away when we fail? Take the risk because you are born to give glory to God in everything you do as His masterpiece. And one of the questions it has here I thought was interesting. Do you truly live like you believe Christ will pick you up if you fail? That was a great question.
That's a good question.
Yeah. And then the scripture based on that, as I said earlier, Ephesians 2:8-10. For you're saved by grace through faith, and this is not from yourselves, it is from God's gift, not from works, so that no one can boast. For we are His creation, created in Jesus Christ for His works, which God prepared ahead of time so that we should walk in them. Ephesians 2:8-10. Pretty cool.
I love it.
Yep. Okay. Again, travel, grace, prayers for our team as we do, as Kyle just said a second ago, and be praying for these kids' safety. Pray for them. Pray for us and myself and Kevin Foster, who's my coach, for wisdom. Protect the kids from injury. And I have this saying which comes from Friday Night Lights. Do you know what it is?
What is it?
It is full hearts and clear eyes.
Oh, can't lose.
Can't lose.
Full hearts, can't lose.
Yep.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite. And our theme, this training site, I always come up with like a 3-word theme or something, or a couple of them. And the 2 that I've used this training session is train with purpose, and the second one is don't weaken.
Don't weaken.
Don't weaken. When they walk out the door and they leave after training, I just look back. Don't weaken. You've worked too hard for this. Don't weaken.
Right. That's awesome.
And that's something we can use in our spiritual life as well. Don't
weaken.
weaken.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay. You know what? Hopefully I can get this guitar solo to play up so we can. Yeah, there we go. I think I can get it to work. There we go. Yeah. Maybe I won't get kicked off here. All right. So let me get both of us up here so I don't look like I don't know what I'm doing. All right. I'm Coach and I've been with
Casey.
And we are Faith Led the Podcast. Remember that if you can't come across somebody that's kind, you can't find a kind person, then be one.
There you go.
And remember that God loves you, and so do we. So have a great week. We'll see you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks for our top 10 movies of all time, non-sports related. Join us then. Thanks for joining us.